Alright, recording.
Hang on.
Oh, and there goes Max.
Hang on.
Bro, it's low-key a vibe.
I know, right?
I don't know why, but it
But
just
before the outbreak in your home, this is probably the move. But hey,
Are we recording? Okay, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. I guess I should just start then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
I don't know what else
What
you'd
up,
be doing.
everybody? I'm starting.
Okay.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Contested NBA podcast. I'm Max Tepper, co-host Ethan Cope, Alex
What up?
Toma over here.
What it do,
If it sounds,
baby?
we'll get into that for sure. If it sounds different, if it looks different, it's because we are recording this entirely remotely after, just some unfortunate incidents.
Circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with an outbreak. So
Yeah.
uh,
Not going to get too into it because it's personal information for the most
and
part.
it just
but
doesn't even matter. It's not even that
Yeah.
important anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, so from the Contested NBA podcast to the folks at home, be sure to, wear a mask, wash your hands, do what you can to, just stay safe.
Stay safe.
Don't
and at
have
the very
parties.
least,
Don't have kickbacks.
Yeah.
Don't
At
have
the
your
very
friends
least-
over.
don't share bottles with anyone. Because
Or,
For sure.
never mind.
or any other recreational
Drugs.
anyways.
I'm kidding.
God damn.
Just make
All right.
sure just before you see your friends, just make sure they get tested and make sure you got to know where they have and haven't been. So
Just be smart about it.
yeah, basically that's
Don't
why
get
we're
too
here on Zoom
comfortable.
right now. Yeah,
As long as you're not kissing the homies goodnight, you're on the right track. All right. So, anyways, let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about.
A
A
lot.
lot.
A lot.
Like,
We have
a
the
whole
second
lot.
half. We have the second half of the second round to cover, and then
Basically,
we have
yeah.
pretty much the entire second round to cover for the West. Sorry, for
Yep.
the East, we have the second half, and then the entire Western second round. Hope I didn't butcher that. But anyways,
Basically, the rest of
And
the
then-
second round from when we last talked.
right.
Which was
And,
all the series. So.
Yeah, but let's get into some news first. First things first, the Brooklyn Nets, since we last spoke to you guys, have hired Steve Nash as their coach.
Yep.
Which, me personally, I thought that was. I don't know if it's a bad signing. I don't think anybody can say whether it's a good or bad signing in
I don't
full
think.
confidence.
Like, my initial
It's
thought is
just
I don't
shocking.
think. Yeah, that was it. I just don't think it's a bad signing. I mean, he has the resume as a basketball player. Like, he knows what he's doing. But there are also a lot of coaching candidates that have already coached and have that coaching resume that Steve Nash doesn't have. So, I mean, we'll see.
I mean,
I
I
don't
would
see.
pretty much
definitely
agree
has
with
a-
that.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with that pretty much. I mean, yeah, it was a shocker that Steve Nash was hired. I don't think anyone knew he had the desire to coach at
Yeah.
the next level. So, I mean, he's a two-time MVP, one of the best point guards to ever play in the NBA. He's
Yeah.
cool with Katie and Kyrie. So,
One of the highest basketball IQs as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And bottom line, if Katie and Kyrie like Steve Nash enough to be their head coach, then, hey, he's the man for the job.
Yeah.
And we don't really know how, because there's hits and misses with players that became coaches right away. Obviously, there's like Jason Kidd, which was kind of a hit for the Nets and the Bucks.
He
And
helped
then,
develop Giannis. So, yeah.
I feel like Bud really elevated Giannis's game.
I know, but he kind of, like, got it going.
You said
Yeah.
now? Oh, wait, no. Okay. You brought up Jason
So then,
Kidd,
and then
right?
there's also, Jason Kidd.
Okay.
And then there's
Steve Kerr.
Doc Rivers.
There's
Uh,
Luke Walton.
But yes, Steve Kerr, Luke Walton. So there
Ty Lue.
are Ty Lue. So there are some. Well, no, he was an assistant coach under David Blatt before he was a head coach.
Oh,
And
well,
He
I
doesn't
was,
actually
yeah.
fit the bill.
Yeah.
So
But so there is mixed, results with it. But I mean, they obviously chose him for a reason. So it's probably going to be at least good. It's probably at least a good signing, to say the least.
He also
I think
has
so.
just too much talent on that Nets team to really fail as a coach. Like, I know it's probably like championship or bust for them every year, but I mean, to say like if the Nets make like the Eastern Conference Finals, you can't really say that he like failed as a coach.
I
Plus,
know
you
a
have
coach who fails with talent, but continue, please.
All right, we'll move on. We'll move on.
just saying.
By the way, we are recording this on September 16th, 2020, which means that this is the night after the Clippers lost to the Nuggets in Game 7, which we will get
Tough.
to later on.
Tough
Some other
scenes.
news that I just want to breeze through briefly is Mike D'Antoni will not be the Rockets head coach next year. Obviously, some mixed feelings about that too. You really could have seen it gone either way. I wouldn't say he's the main problem why Houston didn't work out all those years, but you do wonder would it have different results if someone else was in charge?
Yeah. I've been saying I think the Rockets should get rid of D'Antoni this offseason. And he made it easy for them. He's leaving on his own. So
Just a quick thing on D'Antoni. I don't think he was like a huge problem, to be honest. I mean, he did get him to Game 7 against the Golden State Warriors. And to me, that Rockets team kind of started to fall apart the moment they left Trevor Ariza walk and they signed Melo. And they kind of just went cheap with that. And losing Ariza was a big deal for them. And then also, like, the small ball thing was cool while it lasted. It'll win you some regular season games, but at the bottom line, it's tough come playoff time if you don't have a reliable 7-footer.
yeah.
Right.
So I don't put much of the blame on D'Antoni. I thought he did a fine job in Houston, to be honest.
One thing that a lot of people are starting to realize, though, with him leaving is before he signed on to be the Rockets head coach, in OKC and Kevin McHale's last couple of years in Houston, Harden was a lot better with cutting, moving off ball than he was, especially you see it in the series against the Lakers. He was terrible at it. But overall, all he does now, ever since D'Antoni became the head coach, he just stands between the three-point line and half court and just waits for the ball, passes the ball, and he's done for the rest of the play. He's not moving off ball. He's not setting screens, not doing any of that. So whoever they choose as their next coach, maybe can get Harden back to that movement. I don't know if it's a Harden thing or a D'Antoni thing, but
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But D'Antoni seems to be a favorite to head the job in Philadelphia, which is probably better for him if he wants to win now.
Yeah, I saw
that
that.
is
Yes, but that's a strange
That's a
fit.
defensively, he needs a
I feel like it could work.
I like D'Antoni in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is if D'Antoni wants to be part of a team that's building a culture, New Orleans would be the place to go because they have a really talented offensive team, and that's where he strives best is with these high-powered offensive teams, which is not Philadelphia because Ben Simmons is not really the best offensive, presence. He can get to the basket easily, and pass, but he can't shoot, which is like one of the most important things about basketball. And then Joel Embiid can get lazy on offense and defense, but definitely on offense as well.
He also seemed out of my bad. I was gonna say Embiid also seemed out of shape this postseason. In the first round against the Celtics. I know, but still.
So definitely some things to watch out for. A lot of uncertainty when it comes to both Steve Nash. Definitely a lot more uncertainty when it comes to Mike D'Antoni and what his future of coaching looks like. So,
yeah.
Unless there's anything else we can get to, we'll just jump right into second round.
Let's jump right into it.
All right. So let's start with the series that had none of our favorite teams in it, the Bucks Heat. And I think Bucks were down 0-2 last time we spoke.
Yeah.
And I said, I said on a whim, I was like, it might go to 5, maybe 6. And you guys were like, I don't know about that.
Bro,
um,
I thought it was
but
still gonna go to 7 at that point, but
I thought the Bucks would at
prove
least
me
come
wrong.
back and put up a fight. I mean, damn, they like rolled over.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, no, it was an absolutely embarrassing loss. I mean, the Bucks never looked right from the beginning in the bubble, but I mean, the Heat are just, I mean, they're just a better team. They're
They're a
just way
fucking
better.
good team, man. Like they came into the season like extremely underrated, and like
Yeah.
since the bubble, they've been one of the elite teams.
A lot of people were hating on Jimmy Butler, his decision to go to Miami, saying it wasn't going to work. It's not going to be a playoff, or they're not going to be a playoff team. But
Yeah.
now they're in the conference finals.
Yeah, or a first
Right.
round exit at best. And like you said, they're in the conference finals, and in my opinion, I think they have a pretty damn good shot at advancing. So
A lot that helps with the Heat, though, is developing their young talent like Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, like all 3 really key pieces for the Heat's success this year,
yeah.
along with Bam improving, because Bam
Yeah.
is now like that all-star center. And then Goran Dragic has helped a lot these playoffs,
Mm.
like a lot. He's been a super important piece for the Heat.
He's been
And
a
then
star.
obviously
He's been
you
a
have
star.
Yeah.
but then obviously you have Jimmy Butler, who's leading the team. He's the vocal leader. He's
Emotionally, everything.
he's everything for the Heat.
He's like the human version of like their culture. Like
Yeah.
he's like perfect for them.
Yeah,
and
Jimmy
I mean,
Butler, it's worked out well.
there's no really way to describe the Bucks collapse. It's just they're just not built for the playoffs. And like after the first couple of games against the Heat, you really see that. It's like they don't have that dog in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they don't even
And-
have, that thing to put them over the top.
Like yeah, I guess they do need some more pieces, but I mean, if the biggest downfall for them like had to be Giannis, not, I mean, their best player not having a
He
go-to
can't take
move
over any
at all.
games. He can't
Yeah,
take over
he-
games late. He doesn't have a jump shot. He doesn't have any shooting game in him. Like no.
Like if you ask someone what's Giannis's move, it's like drive in, layup, or dunk. And like obviously he's more talented at just that sentence, but come playoff time, that's kind of what it was, and it's kind of what Miami made him be. The Bucks like were very stagnant, and obviously they're not better without Giannis. But when he got injured, like you could see the offense was like a bit more fluid and a less like watching Giannis like
It was
drive
less
in every
predictable.
time. Yeah, less predictable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you kind of
agree.
know what Giannis is going to do. One thing about Giannis's game that has, I don't know, necessarily improved, but definitely helped a lot this series, even keep him in some of the games, was his passing. His passing is definitely up there among forwards. And
Yeah.
But I mean, again, like he's a great passer. He needs to score. He needs to be able to be just a go-to bucket.
He kind of has like the same offensive game that Ben Simmons has, and like the same problem. Like Giannis is actually willing to take shots, but
It doesn't
he
result
shoots them
in-
at he shoots them at such a low percentage. Like it would be an anomaly if he hit like 2 or 3 threes in a game.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just he has no like post up moves for shooting like fadeaways or anything. It's just all backing people down or driving into the paint, and that doesn't work in playoffs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like we've been
And
saying.
then Chris Middleton had his 15 seconds of fame in Game 4 at OT when he hit big bucket after big bucket, which
Yeah.
is literally what you want Giannis to do. Or even he doesn't even need to be taking the last shot, but he's got to be able to do a little bit of what Chris Middleton was able to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, the Heat are in the conference finals. It is
No
what
one
it is.
expected that, and just to end it,
Yeah.
they're just a better team, man. They're better built,
Yeah.
better.
They were
rotation
definitely hated
players.
on, though. I think that, I knew they were going to make the playoffs. I didn't think they were going to make it this far.
Yeah, I
nobody
thought
did.
I thought
Yeah.
like probably first round exit, maybe second round.
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
thinking
damn.
first round exit for sure.
But also we didn't like realize that Bam was going to turn into who he was, and then they're going to
Yeah.
have Hero, Robinson, even Dragic. He's
Nunn.
been playing crazy. Yeah, None.
At the
And then plus
beginning of the
their
year,
mid-season acquisitions with Iggy and Jay
Mhm.
Crowder.
Oh,
who
Jay
have been-
Jay Crowder was a big
Jay Crowder has
acquisition.
been really good this postseason for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the year, it wasn't. I don't think, to me at least, it was irrational to think that the Heat are like a first round exit. Just you look at them on paper, I mean, they weren't that good to start the year, but
Yeah.
you know, like I said, they've developed their young talent into really key pieces off the bench. And, you know, they got Dragic, Jimmy Butler. You know what you're going to get out of Jimmy Butler. You're going to get 110% every game. And he's like their superstar. And then also Bam has improved a lot. So, yeah, the Heat have been a big surprise this year.
Definitely. So as we move on to the next series, anybody who wants to talk about what series? Which one should we go to?
I'll stay
I
in the
think we go.
East.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could either stay in the East or go to Lakers Rockets, the second most uninteresting series.
I was going to say
Yeah.
stay in the East just because the Celtics were up 2-0 last time we talked as well.
Okay.
For sure.
So
Let's go
we'll
Celtics Raptors.
we'll hop over to that series. So so for this one, since probably whoever favorite team it is probably gonna have more to say. So why don't we just get me and Alex out of the way, and then we'll let Ethan take the floor, and then vice versa.
Okay.
So
Can I go
Alex,
first?
you want to go first? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just want to say, like, I apologize to the viewers on the last pod. That was very foolish of me the way I acted about the Toronto Raptors. I mean, I was close to being right because they were an OG buzzer beater from going down 0-3, and then I would have looked like, oh yeah, the Raptors really ain't, you know what, without Kawhi. But
It really shouldn't have gone to 7. But I mean,
it
let's
really
go-
shouldn't
let's go.
have. But credit to the Raptors, man. I mean, they fought hard. They have a lot of like tough-minded guys, a lot of great defenders. Siakam didn't have his best series. I'm not gonna go too much into that. Like he wet the bed big time. He's not the best player on a championship team. Didn't even
But
look
it
like the
was a
second
little
or third best
wrong
player.
for that. It was a little wrong for that reporter to just be like, "How do you
Yeah.
feel knowing that it's your fault?"
Yeah, what kind of – I know you didn't do that for your job. They wouldn't ask you to do that. That's not –
No, that was.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him at that point because, I mean, Pascal Siakam is a good player. Did he suck in the bubble? Yeah. But, I mean, to say, like, how's it
Calling
feel
a nice
knowing –
guy.
I know, but for a reporter to just ask him after they just got eliminated from the playoffs saying, how's it feel to know – basically just saying, like, how does it feel to know you let your team down and you didn't perform up to expectations? Like,
Yeah.
what fucking question is that?
Well, I
Yeah.
would have rather gotten the question the way you phrased it over the way she phrased it, because the way you phrased it was a lot more like a little bit more. It was not as like harsh.
You don't well, yeah, but
Yeah. But Max, before it
basically
goes to
saying
you.
that.
Yeah, go ahead, Ethan.
No, I was just saying the report is basically saying that, like, you sucked in the bubble. How's it feel to let your team down? Like, that's pretty
Yeah.
harsh.
I mean, yeah, it was harsh. He did let his team down. It was a bit unfair that she asked that, or not unfair,
Yeah.
but
No, it was
a
unfair,
bit
honestly.
out of pocket. I think out of pocket's better to
Yeah.
describe that question. But so Max, before it goes to you, yeah, credit to the Toronto Raptors, man. They surprised me, and credit to the Celtics, obviously, for grinding out a tough Game 7. I mean, after they lost that Game 6, I was thinking like, fuck, man, double overtime loss, like that might like mess you up a little bit mentally. But they came out and took care of business. So
And
that
that
was a
game
great
went
series.
down. That game went down to the wire. That game was only decided by like the final minute.
Yeah,
So I mean,
Yeah.
it really could have. You could have seen it gone either way. If Lowry didn't get that last foul, I mean, who
Mhm.
knows?
who knows?
So my turn.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
So I'm not gonna say that I was let down by Siakam, because I kind of knew he was gonna play like this. After a while, I was just like, yeah,
trouble
I'm
for
gonna,
Siakam.
I'm gonna distance myself from the hype. He's a baby Giannis though, in every regard, except for
don't know.
shoot. He's a slightly better shooter.
I don't know about baby on it. Okay, maybe continue.
They pretty much
Yeah.
just go into the paint. I mean, yeah,
Uh,
Giannis has like the step over, but Siakam just twirls around.
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say
paint.
at least Giannis could do like a little bit more than like spin in circles, but
Yeah. So, anyways, I definitely had high hopes for the Raptors. I wouldn't even say that this is like if they were swept by the Celtics, that would have not met my expectation for them. But a Game 7, one game away from the Eastern Conference Finals without Kawhi, that was definitely where I saw them. So I had them winning the series, but truth be told, I had no idea. So my expectations for the series were completely met. I mean, this series could have gone either way. It was an absolute chess match between the two brilliant coaches. Nick Nurse, by the way, getting away with some dirty stuff by standing at the edge of
Ethan's
the
about to go off
sideline.
on that, man.
But these teams match up so well in every regard. Like, they all got shooters, they all got really elite defense. They can all make adjustments on the fly. They had some great performances, some performances where they needed more out of their players. They're literally almost the same team, and just one team just barely got the edge. So, and I like this Raptors team, and I don't know why people crap on Lowry all the time, but this series proved that Lowry's could be a big time player. And I'm sad to see them go because I really like them. But
I'm not
credit to the
sad. Yeah, I'm
Raptors.
not sad, but good fight. I mean, damn.
I mean, I'm not like crying about it, no Sim September, you know what I'm saying? But like, I just don't.
You
Like,
simping
I
over
don't
Kyle
like-
Lowry?
No,
God damn.
big boy Lowry.
yeah. But no. But I just
Oh god.
I don't like seeing players I like lose. I feel like it's a normal thing. But
I love
you know,
seeing
I
them
hope-
lose.
okay, but you don't like them. That's the difference.
Yeah, I know.
So credit to the Raptors. I'm not going to throw them a parade or anything because I knew it would be very
Yeah.
shocking if they got into
No pity
Any further.
parties.
no pity parties. But it was a really well done season. They did a great job. I'll pass the mic to Ethan now.
Well, I will say I definitely went out of line during that last podcast about the Raptors, and it almost bit me in the ass, but it didn't because the Celtics are the better team, and I've been saying this all along. And I'm sorry, but the Raptors won 2 games because of the refs and a blown defensive coverage. I said what I said, and I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
Okay, but it still happened.
I just want to add real
No,
quick.
I'm saying it happened. I'll give the Raptors credit because they fought back in that series, and I didn't expect them to. So I will give them credit for that. But I'm just saying, if you watch Game 6, this is not even Celtics wise. If you watch Game 6, and the NBA even came out after the game and said they missed 2 calls in the last 2 minutes of the game, and in like the 3rd minute they missed that shooting foul and like an alley-oop to Daniel Tice, which could have given them, another point, which would have been the difference and not sending it into overtime. But
Yeah, I thought this going to 7 was more so about the Celtics not taking care of business early more than the Raptors, being as good as them, in my opinion.
I think the experience of the Raptors helped them come back in the series a little bit, just
For sure.
because, they won a ring last year, and all those players are basically back, just without Kawhi and Danny Green. But I
Without
just think,
Kawhi. It's really just without Kawhi.
yeah, it is just without Kawhi.
With Danny Green out, OG Anunoby gets his minutes.
Yeah, no
And that obviously
33-year-old
paid
should
off.
have a mohawk.
What happened?
Okay,
I
sure.
said no 33-year-old should have a mohawk.
I okay.
Fair, Matt. Fair point.
Yeah, fine. I'm not going to
to
argue with it. I don't stand strongly on that idea, but I don't care.
Yeah.
It's a joke. My point is that I just it was clear to me. It was clear to me the whole series. Maybe you can exclude which one? Game 4. Yeah, Game 4. They just looked like the better team. The Celtics weren't doing well. Raptors were doing everything well that game, and I just think to me I think the Celtics were just. It was just obvious they were the better team, and half the people in the group chat just didn't listen to me.
Which is
In our
I don't
fantasy
understand this.
basketball. I don't know where this Raptors love hype came from,
Yeah,
but it
the
was just.
Raptors love fest in our
No,
group.
it's because they
It's
want
the-
to discredit Kawhi.
Well, that's
Well,
true.
yeah, obviously.
But it's also the Raptors love fest, and it's also the group chat just being a bunch of Laker circle jerkers that they just refuse to give Tatum the love he deserves. But I get it.
Damn,
I get it.
man.
I get it. I get it.
Tatum's
All NBA 13, by the way.
Deserve.
I'll take it
Marcus
out of my.
Smart. Hey, Marcus Smart is the captain
Marcus-
of that team.
Marcus Smart has been our second best player in these playoffs.
Yeah.
Second?
He's turned to Klay Thompson in some of
Yes.
these games.
Second best player.
Maybe he's the second
the-
best, but he's definitely the winningest player.
He's not the second best.
Well,
He's
yeah.
not the winningest player, but he's the second most
Okay,
important.
I'm not
guy.
gonna. okay, Marcus Smart's not as good as Jason Tatum, but I'm saying he's performed better, way better, especially that first round against the Sixers, his shooting was off, but when he turned it on against the Raptors, he had a triple-double in game 6.
He played big, man.
Yeah, he was incredible that series. And in game 7, he had that block on Norman Powell towards the end of the game to basically like seal it. And
Yeah.
that
Definitely
was
better
like
than Patrick Beverly. I'll give you that.
Ain't no one arguing that, bro. Of course Marcus Smart's better than Pat Bev. What the
I don't know.
God
Seem to love
damn,
Pat
bro.
Bev.
I ain't like y'all.
I like how the Celtics played that series. I don't think they played poorly. I think they're just from inexperience. There's just a few minor hiccups here and there. Like a blown defensive coverage that's not happening again. Like that's like a 1 in 100 chance that ever happens.
That was a really botched defensive play.
My favorite stat
Yeah.
about that, by the way, was the Taco Fall -3.
-3
yeah,
and then
I know.
0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
God.
But anyway,
But-
His per 38 numbers were awful.
I would like to see
Oof.
Jason Tatum be a little bit better at closing out games, though, because like our friend Grant said in your group chat yesterday, Tatum does – it's like I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just because he's young and he'll, like, develop that, like, closer ability, like, later in his career, but he has been a little suspect come
He really makes
late
it
game.
– it just makes it tough on him. Like, bro, you don't got to shoot a step-back 3. Like, take it
I
in.
feel like
be more aggressive.
I feel like
he's not a
tries
dog.
to
He's not
he-
a dog.
Shut up. We're not going through this beta stuff with you again.
Okay, no.
fucking
I don't – I use that term
Whoa, you-
ironically
Dude,
because it's
shut
a weird
up.
term to use. But if you
Tatum's
look
a
at
dog,
Jason
bro.
Tatum,
What do you mean?
he's
a
not
dog.
a dog. He's not a dog.
What are you
not a
talking
dog.
about? He
He's not a
dropped
dog.
41 on the Lakers.
He's
That's
crafty.
a dog.
He's crap. No,
Bro,
he's
Because he
crafty,
took over.
He's a
He
dog.
He dogged y'all that game.
but he's not like a mug. Like he's not gonna
Okay,
mug LeBron.
Giannis
Okay,
made mugs, and
bro.
he got gentlemen swept in the
Like,
second round.
no,
I don't
no,
care if
here's the
Tatum's
thing.
not mean
Here's the
mugging.
thing. Patrick Beverly is a dog. He'll mug LeBron.
Patrick Beverly's
He's
a
not
squirrel.
Yes. He's not
I
nearly as
hate him,
talented. He's not nearly as talented as Jason Tatum, but he's
I was just
twice the
referencing
dog
my
Jason
joke.
Tatum is.
God. Is Kawhi not a dog, Max?
Kawhi's a dog in a very different sense.
Oh,
no,
okay,
Kawhi's not
okay,
actually.
okay.
Kawhi's not a dog, but he's a killer.
Oh my God.
He's a killer.
Oh, okay. He's not a dog. Okay, Tatum's a killer. He ain't a dog. He's a killer. There.
Not even, because when it comes down to it, well, actually, you know what? Because we shouldn't talk about Kawhi being clutch, given the context of this time that we're in right now.
Ah.
Yeah,
When Tatum gets going, Tatum's a dog.
I
Bro,
disagree.
Tatum's a dog.
Whatever. I
Okay,
mean,
let's
it's cool.
stop with this
It's
dog
okay.
comment.
I think Jaylen Brown is more of a dog than Jason Tatum.
No, Marcus Smart's
I'm not
like
saying
the
he's better.
big dog of the team, but no, Jaylen Brown's
He
not
is.
more of a dog.
He is the dog.
Yeah. All right.
What are you gonna say? Kemba's
Anyways,
a dog.
No, Tatum's been dog shit since the
Robert
second round.
Williams, Daniel Tice,
mean
they're all
Kemba,
bigger dogs than
Ethan.
Tatum.
Tice.
Daniel Tice?
Daniel
Shut
Tice
up,
is my
bro.
guy. Bro, Daniel Tice had
Hell
so
no. I'm like
many
half
big
serious.
dunks in
I'm
game
half-
6. Tice got
I'm
some
half serious.
big ass buckets, bro. I
Yeah,
fuck
no,
with
I know.
Tice.
he hammered it. He
And
hammered it.
Time Lord. Time Lord's the shout out
Yeah,
Time
no,
Lord.
Celtics
Hey.
got some dogs.
People
Jason
gotta.
Tatum is just not one of them.
Okay, we're not I refuse to talk about Tatum being a dog anymore. I'm not talking about that anymore.
I'm just saying that's the one thing,
Okay.
and some defense. And clutchness. Those are some things missing from his game.
He's
Anyway,
an underrated
defense.
defender. Yeah, he's an underrated defender, man.
Yup, people are so sleep on Tatum's defense. I promise.
I don't think. No. I'm not saying he's a bad defender. I just think like if you look at Jaylen Brown is a noticeably better defender than Jason Tatum.
Well, yeah, but he's also noticeably like
Worse at offense.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
just
no.
kidding. He definitely he's
No,
definitely
no.
not
What?
definitely not the scorer. But I mean, that's what I mean by Jaylen Brown is that dog is like
Okay, you don't think Tatum's a dog?
not
maybe
afraid
you
to-
can do. Cool.
he's not. Look at the way
Okay,
he
okay,
plays.
he's not a
Look
dog,
at the way
Max.
he
He's not a
celebrates.
dog.
Look at the way he celebrates.
Stop! We're not doing this
That doesn't
Laker
make
crap right
fucking
now.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not a dog.
Unbelievable, Max. This doesn't even deserve to be entertained. This conversation.
You really do a fucking podcast with this kid. I hate that.
God. I apologize to the viewers that listen to this podcast for that soliloquy Max just presented.
I don't apologize. I don't apologize one bit.
I'm apologizing.
I stand by it.
God.
That's
Do
fine. You're
do you have
wrong, though.
anything else to say on your Celtics?
I think they did well. I mean, besides Tatum, I think he has to have a better closeout ability towards the end of games. Because really, like, the Celtics can beat anyone if Tatum has that closing ability. If
For
he's just
sure.
able to, like, take over at the end of games, like Jimmy Butler, in a sense, I don't think he's, like, obviously he's not as much of a closer as Jimmy Butler is
Yeah.
at all.
He's a dog.
No.
Bro,
you can
shut
do it.
up.
Jimmy's more of a dog than Tatum. That doesn't mean Tatum's not a dog. I think Ethan would agree with that.
Whatever, bro.
All right, you guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your Los Angeles Lakers.
All right. Let's get into it. First things I was very concerned with the Lakers going into the series. Can they keep up the pace?
Would you?
Yes. Not
Okay.
only did they keep up the pace, they dictated the pace, which is even better. And another thing I was worried about, defensive rotations. But the defensive rotations that the Lakers put on after game one was a fluke, were excellent. The defensive rotations, you could not ask for better defensive rotations from a team, especially they do have several all defensive players, but just as far as talent goes, the Lakers can obviously do a little bit better. But still, every single Laker was up to the occasion, especially former Celtic, Rajon Rondo. All right, you guys aren't interested. I'll just get into the stats.
No, what do you
No,
want? us to
no. I
throw pom-poms
agree.
for him? He was
No.
good, but
I agree.
No. Okay, so
Rondo was
I-
good, but I'm not gonna fucking give him a cookie.
God damn.
another thing, the Rocket, the way to defeat the Rockets, my theory is that you have to out rebound the Rockets by about 10 or more in order to win. So I'll get to that. I got some notes here.
Yeah, we know. You sent a screenshot of every rebounding stat after every game that series.
Please
no
tell
one-
please
You
tell
are
the
right,
general
though.
public
You are right, though.
that's Max.
You're
I'm
right.
right. When I'm right,
And
I'm right. But
game
no one
one-
likes to acknowledge it.
Game one, they
Also-
didn't out rebound.
What do you
the
mean?
Celtics
I
or the
acknowledged
Rockets.
that. I was
No,
like,
no, you did. But the Laker fans didn't, which is
Well,
very
yeah.
strange.
because it's you, Grant, and then a bunch of like Bronze stands. These ain't Laker
Yeah.
fans.
And Joey. Joey's not really a Bron fan, but
Yeah, Joey thinks
that's-
Anthony Davis is better than LeBron. Actually,
he's got a point. I'm
No,
just
he
saying there's a
doesn't.
point. I'm
Please
not saying he's-
continue, Max. He doesn't
I'm
have
not
a
saying
point.
he's right.
Continue.
I'm not saying he's right. LeBron is obviously the most important part, but I'm just saying, like he.
I understand where
Anyways.
you're coming from. I do agree with that, but
Yeah,
he's wrong.
Exactly.
He's wrong.
Exactly.
He's wrong.
So Caruso played great defense, especially without fouling. Played defense on Westbrook, Harden. He was up to the challenge. He even knocked down a couple buckets, more than a couple buckets some games.
Upset some Rockets fans.
Yeah, and I think didn't he have a block on Westbrook or Harden? I went like
He's
really
Harden.
stupid. Like
he had a chase down block on Harden.
Yeah.
yeah, but he played great defense. Another thing, leaving Westbrook open is just so funny. Like
Hey, man.
the Rockets
Westbrook
completely
is
collapsed
so.
through
I
Westbrook.
said this at the beginning of the series that the Rockets are just too inconsistent of a team to compete. That's why I said Lakers in 5, and I was correct. They had one fluke game, just like the Blazers did the first round, and then they showed their true colors afterwards. And
Right.
Westbrook, come playoff time, is bad. It's just
Yeah.
bad.
But
It's not good.
I mean, there was even one play where Westbrook was in the corner. He shoots it, and before he even releases the ball, LeBron turns around and is ready to get the rebound. And if you watch it, it's the funniest thing because he misses terribly. And there
I
were
would-
a couple games where he starts to get it going mid range, and that's when I start getting scared. Is if
No, that's the
Westbrook's
thing
knocking
the
down
Lakers
shots.
wanted. The best thing for the Lakers is that Westbrook hits his first like 3 jumpers. Because
Yeah.
that means he's gonna be like, oh fuck yeah, I'm on fire.
Yeah, and then he's gonna
Yeah.
start bricking.
Yeah.
He's gonna start
Alright, so
doing
then-
heat checks the rest of the game, and it'll just keep missing.
all right, so then I have the Lakers. They're moving the ball very well on offense, even without LeBron on the floor. And they can start. They actually started to show that they can keep a lead with LeBron off the floor. Frankie V's rotations have gotten a lot better. His in-game adjustments have gotten a lot better. But you won't hear that from Laker fans.
You'll hear it
Only when
from
he
me
makes a bad-
though.
Yeah, you'll hear it from the Clipper fan that Frankie V's rotations are good, but you won't hear from the Laker fans. It's very strange. We have the most bipolar fan base. Shout out Taylor and
That's
Horton
putting it
Tucker.
nicely.
I have the note here. Shout out Taylor and Horton Tucker, a once-in-a-generation talent and basketball phenom. He's come on, man. You know, Taylor Horton Tucker he's the missing piece, all right?
Bro, he showed up in one playoff game.
So we doubled Harden very effectively. He was held to 2 of 11 field goal in game 4 and only had 21 points. Somehow this dude had 2 field goals and ended with 21 points. Playoff Rondo was in, which was great. He obviously showed that he can be just such an amazing spark off the bench. It was really strange seeing him, Caruso, and LeBron in at the same time. I didn't think it would work, but hey, it worked for now. Lakers significantly out-rebounded the Rockets in every game. I don't have the game 5 stats, actually, but in 2, 3, and 4, they out-rebounded them. In game 1, they tied the rebounds with the Rockets with 41, which so happens to be the game that they lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then in game 5, they actually doubled the amount of rebounds that the Rockets had. That's what it was. Rockets have shot 40% from 3 for 3 straight and lost. Lakers haven't shot as well from 3, but still won, which is an interesting thing to note because even the Rockets got it going from 3, they still weren't able to get that lead. The Lakers were very comfortable with the Rockets taking shots inside the paint, which, I mean, if they're not shooting threes and not getting more and more points,
They looked shook when they took it inside the paint.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd rather have them make that for less points. Held Rockets to 30 3-point attempts in games 3 and 4, which is, Rockets like to shoot at least 53s a game. So Lakers defense did an excellent job. I mean, there's really nothing to complain about, and they pretty much sent the Rockets into complete rebuild mode because now their coach is gone.
Great Harden.
I don't know. There's probably some Rockets fan out there that's saying if we had Daniel House, we could have won the series. Or
Shut up, Rockets fans.
No.
Shut up.
Not the series, but that's
you're losing
that's
in
a
5.
loss.
You're losing in 5
but,
with a less point differential. That's about it. And I'm not downplaying his impact. He's a very important piece of that team.
Free Daniel
Let's not
House,
overstate.
It's not going to change the outcome of a game.
Yeah. But, okay, that was a weird story too. And
let's not talk about that.
I don't know. Yeah, let's not waste any time on it. But let's just say a lot of conflicting reports on it. And then the Rockets, I mean, they got a lot to decide for their future. But anyways, I'll hand the floor over to you guys.
I mean, I agree. Like you said before the series even started, they just got to out-rebound the Rockets by a lot. And they did that in games 2 through 5, which helped them close out the series in 5 games after a fluke game 1. But I didn't expect much out of the Rockets. Was I hoping it would go to 7? Just because I don't like the Lakers, yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted them to give y'all a little challenge, but I didn't expect them to. It's just you just can't rely on Harden and Westbrook come playoff time. It's been pretty evident.
Like I said, bro, Harden just stands at the 3-point line.
I know
he shoots, drives, or he just passes it, and he goes right to the 3-point line.
It's just not enough. I think Max, you sent it in our basketball group chat, but it's like that video Kobe said, that play style doesn't work in the playoffs. Small ball does not work in playoff time. That's cool regular season. That'll get you.
That was still when they had Clint Capella, but I think Kobe was talking about that ISO.
Yeah, Harden's play style doesn't work come playoff time, and hey, I'm just saying
they did exactly what Kobe said that they would do.
They should at least look into trading Harden this offseason.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know about all that. They just got to get rid of Westbrook at the top for anything.
Harden is an all-time great player, especially on the offensive end. You wouldn't want to trade an offensively great player in their prime.
That's crazy.
Unless Harden requests a trade, you don't trade him.
Hasn't worked for 6-7 years. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I mean, I gotta respect that you keep.
I think
trying.
you gotta at least look into it to see what, because if you do trade Harden, you're gonna get a package probably even greater than like a Paul George or Russell Westbrook package.
See, I don't even know that like the package they get. I don't even know if it depends who they even get it from. I mean, because I don't think a rebuilding team's not going to trade for Harden. I don't
Hey,
think.
the Thunder traded Westbrook and PG, and it didn't work out for the Rockets or the Clippers this year. I'm just saying. And now the Thunder are completely set up for their future.
Okay, between the Clippers and the Thunder, it's debatable, but definitely not between the Thunder and the Rockets. Like who had the better like outcome?
The Thunder Clippers trade is still premature, but we could get to that later. I mean,
yeah,
I just think you should look at the possibilities. That's all I'm saying.
I
okay,
really
look at the market.
At least look at the market for Westbrook.
That's obviously look at the market for Westbrook. Like
damn, that didn't work at all.
Like I thought the Rockets would have put up a better fight. I thought they presented some challenges, but I didn't realize that Westbrook would be such a detriment to the
Game
offense.
5, they knew they were going home.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then
no. I mean, like, you could just see it in their
missing Daniel House hurt their rotation wise, just because like Austin Rivers and Ben McLemore got minutes, and yikes, that's all I gotta say. Especially Austin Rivers, man. My God. Since he left his pops, he has not been a good basketball player. So, this whole series was pretty much just watch Westbrook brick and trap Harden, and they did exactly that. And Rockets posed no challenge at all.
It'd be interesting to see. I mean, it was fun to watch the Lakers stomp over a team that actually did very well in the regular season. But anyways, it will be interesting to see what Harden's next plan is because, I mean, dude, you got Kobe, Mike. When they lost, they went straight to the gym. Harden lost and he went to some restaurant or whatever.
Dog, I'm not even gonna criticize him for
strip
that.
Clubs or whatever.
They had
I won't knock him on that.
Like, he was in a bubble for fucking 2 months. Like, the man wants to.
No, but he's known for doing this. He's known for doing this.
He is.
He needs to work harder. He needs to. I mean, there's just
I think we shit on Harden. I think we shit on Harden too much sometimes. I mean, like we praise Damian Lillard more for doing like less than Harden does. So I don't know. I think Harden gets too much shit.
No, but the thing about Dame is that he'll move off ball or whatever. They're different because their problems are a little bit different. Harden. Okay, so I'll praise Harden.
For Dame, it's not about hard work or anything.
He closed that gap with his defense. Harden has become a really solid defender in the playoffs this season.
Now that he's actually started trying.
Right. It's that whole ISO thing, man. It wears you out, and like, I don't know, man. You know,
the Rockets was just a lot of sitting around.
It was
just a lot of sitting around watching. Like, they were just standing around, man. Like, there was no cutting from them. Like, nothing. It was just Westbrook and Harden dribble, pass out to PJ Tucker, give it back to Harden, dribble, give it out to PJ Tucker for a corner three. Like,
that's knucklehead ball, Ernie.
Dribble. Guarantee.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memes that I saw, just a little sidetrack, one of the favorite things I saw from the Clippers loss was like a meme of Shannon Sharp going like this. The caption is, skip. But anyways, I think obviously we know the result of some of what's happened with the Rockets offseason. Mike D'Antoni left. We already covered that. So Lakers.
They got to trade Westbrook for whatever the fuck they could get. Like a second round pick. Like, go ahead, do it. Like that. Anything.
Or just try to trade back with the Thunder.
Yeah,
Thunder are laughing right now.
I would say Harden's childish for not trying to make it work with CP. That's all.
If I was a Thunder fan, I'd be having the time of my life right now.
Yeah, even though you lost, you'd be like, you know.
They still overperformed. They way outperformed expectations. They took the Rockets to 7 games.
Yeah.
In a season that everyone thought, like, oh, the Thunder are officially over. They're not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So why don't we move on
to
the meat and potatoes of this podcast?
R.I.P.
Okay, so one
You
thing.
guys could go first.
No.
Y'all
All right, so
talk about Clippers
let me
first.
just. Can you turn virtual backgrounds on?
Oh God, I don't know how to do that.
All right, never mind. That completely ruined it because I was going to put a virtual background of the scoreboard between the Nuggets and the Clippers, and then I was going to be like, "Oh, sorry, is this better?" And then that graphic that was like LA Bulls, where it was like the '96 Bulls compared to the Clippers. The memes have been outrageous. So let me just say, this is the greatest choke job in the playoffs in NBA history. I think that's pretty fair to say. Obviously not the greatest. I'd say the Warriors choke job is the greatest. But as far as the playoffs go, this was the greatest. Clippers from the very start of the game in Game 7 did not look like they had their heads into it. They looked tired from the jump, which apparently there was a report that they were tired towards the end of the game. I don't know what it is. And now people are questioning Doc, which they should, because this is now the third 3-1 lead that he's blown, and rightfully so. I mean, the Nuggets just outplayed them fair and square. It's not a matter of the matchup with this and all the
And
at the
outcoached.
very end of the day. Right, but at the very end of the day, the Nuggets, I'm sure the Clippers wanted it too, but the Nuggets played like they wanted it more, and that's why they got it. And the Clippers just let their foot off the gas after having double-digit lead after double-digit lead. I mean, it's completely inexcusable. And I'm not going to, crap on Alex too much. It's been a rough.
Shut the fuck up. That's all you guys been doing this whole fucking past couple days. Fucking tell me anything. God damn. What the fuck?
No,
I've been in a group chat with a bunch of Laker fans. You think this
yeah,
fucking
but
hurts?
you were waiting. You were waiting to be able to talk your smack when you got to the Western Conference Finals and you gave us the business. You were waiting.
Dog.
But we'll never know.
I didn't talk shit when they beat them on Christmas or regulars. That's what y'all do. I don't even – go ahead.
Oh, this is another point. Remember that joke I made that, opening night, the Lakers were demolished by the Clippers? And I was like, that wasn't the Lakers. I don't know who was in their jerseys, but that wasn't the Lakers. That was whoever was playing in the Lakers jerseys that night was playing in the Clippers jerseys in Game 7. Because the Clippers just did not look like themselves.
That's being nice.
Kawhi – I mean, that's just what I saw. I was looking at the highlights again, and I see Kawhi going up for shots that I've never seen him miss before. Hang on a sec.
Well, Max.
Definitely got to
Max
cut this
just
part out.
God.
Well,
oh, man.
now I can respond to text.
Okay, so sorry. So, where was I? Yeah, I mean, they just did not look like themselves, especially Kawhi. And I mean, I'm not gonna say this ruins Kawhi's legacy. Obviously, his legacy could have been a lot greater if they actually made it to the Western Conference Finals. Players choke. Every player chokes at some point in their career. It's nothing new, but this was really bad. This was bad.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say.
I mean, 0 points from Kawhi and PG in the fourth is unacceptable, to say the least. And
it is unacceptable.
I mean, they started the fourth quarter 0 for 10. I want to believe that those reports about them being tired and asking for rest isn't true, but I mean, to me, it sure seems like it. Sure seems like bullshit. They had that mindset. I don't know. They just didn't. They were up 17 in Game 5.
He'll leak that. But...
Well, it was obviously Trez.
Obviously.
But I just, also don't think they should keep Doc. I'm surprised that it's already been announced that he's returning next season, but at least he didn't blow a 3-1 lead with the Celtics. That's all I got to say. I mean, I just agree.
He blew a 3-2 lead in the conference finals, so that sucks, I guess.
That's not 3-1.
3-2 leads a little bit.
Shit.
that's Either way, I agree with Max. I don't really have much else to say besides that. It was just shout out to the Nuggets, though. Shout out to the Nuggets.
Yeah, and that it is on us for doubting the Nuggets a little bit. I mean, I thought the Clippers would run away with this, and they really almost did. But I mean, the Nuggets, maybe they're actually just a really good team.
Yeah.
I mean, they are. They really are. They've surpassed every expectation, and I'm no doubt in my mind, Jokic is the best center in the NBA right now.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
And I mean, after his triple-double last night, what do you have, like 20 rebounds? Didn't have a great scoring night, but he had like 13 assists. I'm totally getting this wrong, but you guys get the idea.
Yeah,
He had
Jokic
triple-double,
is
20 rebounds.
If we're gonna talk about dog, Jokic is a dog. He just doesn't have like the attitude in a sense, but he'll close out a game.
He's crafty.
Game 7 against the Jazz, though, he closed it out when Jamal Murray struggled, and he just closed it out again last night. I mean, he really dominated the Clippers.
Defender. He just needs to be better on defense.
Yeah.
Because AD is going to have a field day cutting backdoor. But we'll get to that in the next podcast. But, I mean, Jokic was able to find people all over the floor. I mean, and again, I don't know why Doc didn't put Zubac on Jokic. At least he would have kept Jokic in front of him, and I don't know. Alex could go into more detail about it.
Doc deserves a majority of the blame for that series.
I think it's definitely multifaceted. It's not one person, but I don't know. You got to wonder what's going through Kawhi's head, Paul George's head, Doc's head. I mean, the leaders of this team. Steve Ballmer's head. That was the quietest I've ever.
That man tweaking right now.
That was the quietest I've ever seen him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
So we'll let Alex go. I mean, we'll give your you can
at
say
least
your
he's
piece.
At least he's brave enough to rep the Clippers hat.
Yeah,
dog. I've been through this too many times. I wasn't even in shock that they blew this 3-1
but not
lead.
with these expectations.
I told Max,
though.
I was like, when they were not with these expectations, but I told Max, I was like, when they went up 3-1, I did not feel good about it. Job not finished. I did not feel good about it at all. Anyways, we can make it over complex. We could say, oh, playoff P didn't show up, even though he did show up until Game 7. Kawhi was showing up every game until Game 7. But the point is, it wasn't supposed to go to Game 7. And the reason for that is because Doc Rivers allowed him to get to that point. Bottom line, this was majority Doc Rivers. Like, obviously, like, I would disagree. You guys said the Clippers came out with no energy in Game 7.
They did go up 12.
They had an 11-point lead with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the second quarter. 11-point lead. So what does Doc do? Hey, Trez, come in, bro. Go guard Jokic. And in that 4-minute span, their lead went down to 2. Like, it's just the wildest decision-making I've ever seen. It's really, like, it's impressive in a fucking stupid way what Doc did. But, I mean, Trez should have played 0 minutes in this series. I don't know why Doc continued playing him. It was clear he was not good enough to play in this series. JaMychal Green was clearly the best Clipper player off the bench. So the 5-man rotation should have been Zubac and JaMychal Green. And
yeah, not even Lou Will played that well.
Lou Will did not play well at all.
Yeah, he shot 25% from 3.
Shamet didn't play well at all. Lou Will didn't play well at all. Trez was sorry as hell. And, I mean, it's just, like, those guys, they got exposed. Bottom line, Trez and Lou cannot be in a playoff rotation, and this series opened my eyes to that. I mean, it's wild. And just the blown leads. I mean, you guys said 15-point lead, I think, or 16-point lead in Game 5, 19-point lead in Game 6. And bottom line, those leads don't go away if Trez is not playing extended minutes. Bottom line, like, when this dude comes in, the defense just crumbles. I saw this stat. It was in the minutes that Trez was on Jokic, the Nuggets outscored the Clippers by like 47. That's how bad it was. And I mean, after every
overall
press
7
conference,
games?
Yeah, or when Trez was like, yeah, I think over the 7 games when Trez was guarding Jokic,
Right.
they're
Okay.
outscored by 47. But I mean, and
It's not good.
like
So,
obviously the
so he's a
reporters would,
minus 47 when guarded by Jokic.
I guess, yeah, is just awful. And like the reporters would even ask Doc, and like they would kind of try to ask it in like a nice way. They're like, "So, do you look at analytics at all?" And then of course Doc, "Oh, just when you look at the plus minus, that doesn't always show the story." Well, it kind of does, and the eye test showed it too. I mean, there's no way you could watch the game and tell me that Zubac should not be on the floor any minute that Jokic is in. Anytime Jokic was on the floor, it's like a must. Zubac has to be in, except unless he's in foul trouble. And if he is in foul trouble, then JaMychal Green should have been in the game, not Trez. And I just thought the Clippers looked unprepared. I don't think they attacked Jokic nearly enough in the pick and roll. Like Kawhi, PG, and Lou should have ate Jokic up in the pick and roll with him and Jamal Murray, and they didn't take advantage of that. It seemed like they were just taking turns. The one person would pass it to Kawhi, another PG, Lou will. Everyone would just stand around and watch him throw up some bricks. And like Doc Rivers and the Clippers lost the same exact game 3 times in a row. Game 5 and 6 and 7 were all the same game. And he just made no adjustments whatsoever. None at all. So obviously in game 7, no one showed up. No one played well except for Pat Bev and JaMychal Green. Kawhi was really bad in game 7, 6 of 22. Paul George was the bad version of playoff P in game 7.
Pandemic P.
And, huh?
Pandemic P.
Pandemic. Yeah. And it sucks
Only P.
because Paul George, he's not even close to the reason they lost this series. He played excellent in
No,
games
Paul George
4,
was
5, and
phenomenal
6.
this series.
He was phenomenal except game 7. Kawhi was phenomenal except game 7, but it shouldn't have got to that. And I just, you look at the box score, Zubac played only 14 minutes in a game 7. In a game 7 where your backs are against the wall and you need to do everything to win, Ivica Zubac played 14 minutes. And I swear, Trez had a good start, but it was like the Nuggets wanted that. I swear to God, Mike Malone told Mason Plumlee, like, hey, let Trez get a couple open dunks. And then Doc will be like, oh, fuck yeah, Trez is going off. Let's keep him in, baby. And it just didn't go well. I mean, after this series, obviously, I would get rid of Doc. I know the question comes up if you fire Doc, who's out there? I don't know. Someone better than Doc is out there. That's for sure.
Someone willing to make some goddamn adjustments.
Yeah, someone willing. Like, and I've said this to you guys many times. Frank Vogel benched JaVale McGee, season-long starter for Markieff because that was the best thing to do in the Rockets series. Eric Spoelstra
And it worked amazingly.
It worked. Eric Spoelstra benched Kendrick Nunn, season-long starter. Myers Leonard, season-long starter. And listen, the Heat are a lot better now because Goran Dragic is taking Kendrick Nunn minutes. And it was just a case of, I think, Doc being too loyal to Trez or too ignorant.
Maybe wanting to play your sixth man.
Yeah, whatever.
Your sixth man of the year.
Glad
either way.
But Doc was just too loyal, too ignorant to make adjustments, and it really hurt the Clippers. And after this series, the only players who are safe, in my opinion, are PG, Kawhi, Morris, Zoo, Pat, and JaMychal Green. Anyone else, you look around, see what's out there, throw Lou Will on the trade market, something. I don't know. You got to see. And Trez, just let him walk. I'm really disappointed in Trez. I thought he was extremely selfish this postseason. I thought he gave no effort, and I was just disappointed in him. So that's my expose.
Yeah, I mean, this is really sad, because I really like Kawhi Leonard, and even as a Laker fan, I don't know. It was just really devastating performance. I mean, I was rooting against the Clippers the whole playoffs. I was like, I hope the Mavs win, and I hope the Nuggets win. But I didn't think it would actually come true. I thought it would, and the NBA missed out on an LA versus LA conference finals, which, I mean, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. You want to save it for when fans are allowed to watch live again, whatever. But for now, it was just so weird to watch. It was like I wasn't even watching a real thing. I don't know. I
It was
mean,
bad.
if you run this in 2K or whatever, the Clippers are taking the Nuggets in a 7-game series 100 out of 100 times. So this was a complete anomaly. Didn't make sense whatsoever.
The
I
2K
mean,
simulation probably will make better adjustments than Doc. So,
yeah. I mean, it's crushing. It's a crushing loss for the Clippers, for their fans who
yeah,
have gone
man. But
into
I have to
hiding.
say, like I haven't gone into hiding because honestly, man,
No,
this
you
is the first
haven't.
time they go because what?
You're used to it. You're used to the hate.
Yeah,
You're used to
yeah.
used to eggs being thrown at you when you walk down the street.
The Clipper fans who are kind of running away from it. I guess they're just newer fans. I mean, like I, it it like it was on my mind. I was like, somehow they're gonna blow this 3-1 lead somehow, and they did.
Right.
So
Tough scenes.
I have to say,
Yeah, I
this
don't
is the
know.
most relieved I felt after a playoff loss, though. It's much better
I
being
mean,
an NBA fan now versus when you're in high school and middle school.
yeah, because especially middle school, man, because they don't hold
Yeah,
back anything. Those
yeah.
kids. But oh, I was gonna say something I forgot. Whatever. I guess it's not that important. But anyways, anything else we got to get to?
No, I think we got to everything.
Yeah. So to recap: Miami, Bucks.
Miami exposed the Bucks' problems.
Yep. Celtics and Raptors went down to the wire. Great series, especially Game 6. Game 7 was great too. Lakers, Rockets. Lakers really showed their might, and the Rockets went back into hiding. And then Clippers, Nuggets. We obviously know what happened. So.
Thank you, Doc.
It's
Thank you,
yeah.
Doc Rivers, for wasting another great Clippers roster. Much appreciated, bro.
Yeah, this is such a sad way to end this podcast. Anyways, from all of us here at the Contested NBA Podcast, we hope you guys stay safe at home. Please like, share, subscribe, show your support in any way possible. If you heard anything you disagree with, go ahead and contest.
Go ahead and
We'll see you guys
contest it.
next time. No adios from you, Alex.
Peace out, y'all. Stay safe out there.